Hello, good evening. Welcome to the 2014 Dafabet World Snooker Championship. We've had yet another dramatic day here at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. You have to go back to 2011 for Ronnie O'Sullivan's last defeat here at the World Championships. That was against John Higgins in the quarter-finals. He's been pushed all the way by Joe Perry in his second round match. This is the state of affairs at the end of the second session. Perry leading by 9 frames to 7. He then kept that 2-frame advantage at this morning's mid-session interval. There were just signs of a Ronnie fight back when it was 11-10. We pick it up with Perry at the table on a break of 42.
He's played the cannon. Where's the cue ball going? Well, that was, I suppose, always a danger,
Ronnie O'Sullivan fight,
because he just tried to screw and miss the pink, which he did, but catching that red half ball, the in-off was always on.
He seemed to play the double. Only problem is he's put one red out of commission. You can see why he played it. If he got, he could have rolled up. But Joe Perry's got a tough safety on here, and when you're early on in the frame and this type of shot comes up, you're not too bad. But as it gets closer to the winning line, in the frame I mean, these shots get a little bit more difficult, especially when you're defending a lead.
Just a bit short of pace, caught the pink, left a chance of a long red. But it's a tough one, and he needs to get it if he goes for it. Now, where's the red going? Well, it's just bounced enough, but there is a red on to the right middle. Just asking for the cue ball to be cleaned. Joe Perry decided to play that red into the far left corner, and it was a shot that every valuing going for. I suppose in a way you'd rather run through a little bit and not left Ronnie so close to this red. Just about went in, a nice kiss. I'd call that a cannon, but because the red just struggled in, he's lucky to get the full ball kiss on the red. "18 points the difference. Ronnie behind. It's not a straightforward frame winning chance, this. And at this stage of a match, I don't care who they are, you take nothing for granted, Joe Perry. Will he get another chance this frame? As I say, it's not a certainty to win the frame at this visit, particularly with that red that's adjacent to the right
60.
middle, but it won't necessarily pot into that middle pocket. So Ronnie trying to bring it into play.
70.
Just missed the cannon. He's got a red near the baulk cushion which he can play on. Just shows you, looking at Joe Perry there, his eyes darting to the table, looking at Ronnie, trying to get some sort of inkling as to whether Ronnie's happy with the situation. And that's what you do, really. You look at your opponent and look at his body language to give you half a clue.
19. $20.
So Ronnie purposely playing on the pink. This pink will put the points in this frame all square. Can he get the cannon and develop the red? Can he develop the red? Well, he's running behind it, and he probably played it at that
26.
pace, so if he didn't get the cannon, he had a chance of a pot. Points all square. Joe Perry not looking at the table now. This is a good chance for Ronnie if he can knock this red in. And in it goes. Couldn't do much with a cue ball. Had to leave it close to the side cushion, which isn't ideal. Got to drop this blue in. Didn't like the angle play for the yellow in the middle. He's under-hit it slightly.
32.
Beautiful shot.
34.
Not easy once you've lost position, and Joe Perry's sitting there and thinking, well, may have gone now.
37.
Yes, and we've talked about the pressure of the situation. The way he floated that yellow in, you wouldn't think there was any pressure out there. So just the blue needed
41.
to level the match.
46.
You always know who's potted the ball on the other table if Sullivan's playing. The crowd are really involved in this. Another tremendous effort from Ronnie there, 52 break. He's back level with 11 frames each.
There was a wonderful atmosphere in the Crucible Theatre. Into the next frame, Perry is at the table. There is no score.
So if he's going to play it, he's going to have to run back up the table for pink, which looks to be available, or blue. And that's the red, and he's got a nice angle. Got to cue it nice though. And cued it beautifully. Cued it beautifully. Okay, he's near the side cushion, but he's got a nice angle on the blue. Now it all depends whether it's possible just to drop the blue in and find position on a red. Gone up to 92%. Pot success. Look at Joe Perry, he's dropping to 71%. That's just this session. And Ronnie, that was a beautiful shot in the blue. Believe me, that wasn't easy. And he's just about on a red. back up for the blue will be the order of the day. The pink is available, so you'll just have to work on these. Forget about the black for the time being.
So
He's run far enough. Got a choice of yellow or green here, and just seems to be just giving it an extra beat on these shots. He knows the importance now. We're getting to the business end of this match, and he's not immune to. He'll have had a few scary moments in the last few frames.
Yes, but it's a big boost for him, isn't it, winning the last 2 frames, and
time.
he won 2 frames earlier on in the match on the spin, and apart from that, he's been behind all the time. He hasn't been in front. They say the best time to go in front is in the last frame, whichever stage it's at.
Now he's played for this red, and in potting this red, he will dislodge the black. Oh well. Where's the pink? Oh, the pink obviously won't spot. But in playing this pot, I don't think he'll put all his eggs in one basket. He knows he's going to release the black, but it'd be a risky shot to play for the black.
16.
So I would think he'd pot the red, play it with a bit of pace, and try and screw up for blue or bought colour. You wouldn't want to risk playing for the black here, but at least he brings it into play.
70.
Table's nicely open, just needs a good positional shot. Somewhere near the circle would be perfect. Played it nicely. If anything, maybe just overrun a fraction, but he'll settle for that.
Yeah, he wants to get this red out of the way, doesn't he? It's very near to the black spot.
20.
Pretty straight. He's not too bad on the screw back shots. Well, he didn't get any side on that, so he's a little low on this next red.
27.
Yeah, made certain of the black, didn't he? Now, in potting this red, just play a little cannon from the red to the red just above it to remain on the black. Played it perfectly.
58.
So he seems to be gathering a head of steam here, but take nothing for granted.
$35. $36.
Couple of loose reds. Well, maybe only one. He may decide to play the cannon here. He's perfect on the blue for the cannon. He'll be unlucky not to be on one. And he's just about on one to the right corner. A thin cut, but
41.
this is the only one that's available. He didn't have to hit them too hard, but that red had just bounced off the top cushion enough to be available. 41 points to lead. Pot this red, get nicely on a colour. Frame at his mercy. Nothing Joe Perry can do.
$42.
Well, this is the measure of Ronnie O'Sullivan. When he
45.
knocked the long red in and the black was tied up, you thought, well, he'd do well to get a sizable contribution.
46.
And now it's looking as though that long red, this long red, is going to win him the frame. Just overcooked it though. Thinner on this blue than he would have liked. May have to play another little cannon here. They can always go wrong when you're playing cannons. But he's okay. He's landed absolutely inch perfect.
51.
3 reds required. Joe Perry has not had a chance. Just one safety shot that left the red sticking out, which Ronnie knocked in. Looking at Ronnie's face, seeing if there's any reaction, but I think Joe fears the worst now. Perfect cannon. He's got that cue ball now on a string.
59.
And now Snooker's needed 60 points the lead. This will make it 67 the lead with only 59 left. Great response this from Ronnie under the utmost pressure.
67.
Yes, they say, John, when you're in the zone like he is here, that's all you feel really is a perfect piece. That's where he's at the moment. And it's beautiful to watch.
75. 76.
Yes, no one ever... You know, we talk about his ability in his all-round game, but when he's in the right frame of mind, it seems that pressure just
83.
flies over his head. I mean, in the last frame, it was a tricky yellow
84.
he had to play, but just floated it in, no problem. Deserves a century here. This has been absolutely top draw snooker from the wizard of the Green Bays.
89.
But he knows he still needs one more frame, and there's only 2 possible left in this match, so he won't be counting his chickens. But now the red's gone in. Looks certain. Well, I say that, he's just gone a little bit low on this black. Can he avoid the kiss on the pink? He can. Cue ball needs to slow up a little bit.
97.
Oh, beautifully played. Doesn't look like missing.
102. 106.
What a time to start producing your best snooker of the match. It's been a little bit in and out prior, but 11-9 down when he came back out, and the last 3 frames have been absolutely superb. He's found that extra gear that was needed. And in goes the black for a marvellous break of 124. So Ronnie O'Sullivan, for the first time in the match, takes the lead. He now wants 1 frame to be in the second round. 12-11 he leads.
Excellent snooker from Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's edging closer to victory. Could he finish it off in style? Perry's at the table, fighting to stay in it.
He's overhit that. I think he's left this red to the right middle. Careless. And at the point where he can't afford to make any mistakes. Now, if Ronnie has got the potting angle to pot this red and get on the black, this is a gift of an opportunity. It looked a formality just to roll into them, but this red does go. And in it goes. Careless safety from Joe Perry, just a straightforward roll-up. What a mistake.
Joe Perry's there. He's had quite a long time in his seat now. Hasn't potted the ball for 22 minutes. That's okay.
Yeah, but for the kiss, he may not have finished on anything really good, but straightforward blue. So this is a good chance for Ronnie now. And as I say, it was an opportunity
14.
that was gifted to him. Just shows you just roll into the reds and you don't even think about leaving anything. And he just hit it a fraction too hard, pushed the other red away and left this one on to the right middle. Could that be his last shot in this year's Dafabet World Snooker Championship?
50.
It's not beyond the realms of possibility the way Ronnie has played the last 3 frames.
He's never been short a bottle, has he, in the tight finishes? Of course, he wins a lot of his matches with ease when he's at his best. But he's also someone that starts to find his best form sometimes when he's been at his worst, and picks the right times towards the end of matches. Of course, the nearer you get that the winning line, the more tense everything becomes. But Sullivan just looks exactly the same. Other players tend
22.
to possibly find it a little bit more tense, and I dare say he does as well, but he certainly doesn't show it. As his pot success has been pretty good, both players.
29.
Look at it now for Joe Perry sitting there, hoping. That's all he can do now is hope. And that's success. Well, that's changed completely. 97% to Sullivan this session. 85 Perry.
Yeah, it was a good shot. You could tell it was a good shot the time he took to decide to play it. And he's really found another gear, and every credit to him.
37.
I think a few people
38.
were beginning to doubt him when he couldn't close the gap on Joe Perry. He struggled a little bit in the first session. I just felt that that was just one of those type of situations where the balls were winning, if you know what I mean. They were just running awkward for him.
45.
The second session, I thought he lost a little bit of discipline. But when the
46.
warning sign came on, and particularly the way he went 11-9 behind, his head could have dropped. No such thing. One good positional shot here, and you can see the frame and match being over. Great response this from Ronnie.
49.
Still 91 remaining, but 4 reds, 4 colours. And he'd be well past the winning line. Great effort this from Joe Perry. Just missed a few balls that could have given him a bigger advantage at certain times in the match.
50.
And maybe coming home to roost now. He's out of position.
57.
57 points to lead. I think the red he's closest to will go to the far left corner, but he was looking for something easier than this. But nothing looks difficult at the moment for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Just looking at Joe there was an air of resignation. This red,
65.
one more colour, and Joe Perry will need 2 snookers.
$66.
Superb, absolutely superb. Short price favourite
71.
to win the tournament. People were beginning to wonder
72.
whether this was a hurdle he was not going to get over. But boy, has he produced some snooker in the last 4 frames. He's never looked like missing when he was in.
75.
And as I say, the disappointment when he went to the mid-session interval, 11-9 behind.
76.
It could have knocked his confidence. None of it. 124 in the last frame. Does he want to finish the session with another century? He doesn't look like missing at all. The match is over. Joe Perry has given it his all.
79.
But he's not in the mood for missing here, isn't Ronnie? Didn't play that great in his first match against Robin Hull.
86.
But you thought, well, he's going to improve in the second. He's struggled a bit.
87.
But now this is why he was such a short prize favourite to win the title. This is the snooker that only a genius can produce.
93. 94.
Now, come on, Ronnie, don't let everybody down. Get the century. Absolutely inch perfect.
99.
Well, that's the 26th century. Back-to-back centuries in the heat of battle. When you were really up against it, 11-9 down. It doesn't get any better than this. And Joe Perry,
108.
has to be said, the last two frames, well, the last three frames, has really done nothing wrong. But this is what can happen when you're playing against someone like Ronnie O'Sullivan. You don't have to make a mistake. He makes things happen. And they happen there, and they happen in style. And Joe will say, very well played, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Magnificent! The rocket was superb, and you can see what it meant to him. Unlucky, Joe, you gave it your all, but that bit of magic from the reigning champion at the end was just too much for you. And Ronnie O'Sullivan will be mightily relieved. He's in the quarter-final. He beats Joe Perry. What a finish. 13 frames to 11.
Ronnie, is that the toughest match you've played here in a few years?
Yeah, well, it's the closest match I've had in 2 years, you know, and so yeah, it was really, oh mate, I didn't think I had that in me, to be honest with you, you know, just to come from behind the whole match, you know, and every time I got near, he just kept pulling away, and I just thought, oh, but I just found something from somewhere, so I just kept telling myself, you know, you've won here many times before. Maybe that's the difference at this stage of the match. So I've got to kind of pull on all that experience and wealth, if you like. You know, whatever would have happened at that match, I said to myself, you know, I showed fighting qualities there. So, you know, that was something I was proud of myself for, you know. I wouldn't have won another world title if it wasn't for Steve Peters. There was no way in a million years, because, you know, I had the talent, but I just didn't have I wasn't able to channel it. I used to get so frustrated with myself and look for perfection, whereas with Steve, he's kind of helped me just clear that mind and just able to just go and play and focus, you know. And so, you know, everything I have to thank to Steve, because, you know, I wouldn't have been here in 2012 if it wasn't for him. So everything from there on has been a bonus to me. So I owe my life to him, really, because, you know, up until then I'd won tournaments but never really played the type of snooker that I know I was capable of. So the last 2 years I've played some good stuff, and it's a nice way to eventually show people what you're capable of.
It was good for the fans to see a little display of emotion from you at the end. We don't often get that in the early rounds, a little fist pump as you came off.
Yeah, because, you know, I thought I was out. I thought I was over. You know, I thought, you know, I've had a good run, two on the bounce. I've played a good first match. You know, I competed as well as hard as I could, so I had no regrets. So to get through, you know, it was a relief for me. That felt like more emotion than winning the final, you know, because, you know, I had to come from behind. So, you know, like I said, I was just really proud that I was able to stick in there and, you know, make a game of it. And so being in is a bonus for me, you know, and I let it all out because obviously it meant so much to me, you know, and can't believe it.
Great emotion. Ronnie O'Sullivan singing the praises of Dr. Steve Peters, the sports psychiatrist who's currently working his magic with Liverpool Football Club in the Premier League. Well, the man who Ronnie beat in last year's final, Barry Hawkins, has been involved in some tussle with Ricky Walden in his second round match. Like O'Sullivan, the Hawk had to battle all the way against the man from Chester. 2 century breaks in the match, not enough for Ricky to see off Hawkins, who's now set up a quarter-final tie with either Dominic Dale or qualifier Michael Wasley.
We seem to bring the worst out of each other. I think me and Ricky, when we play each other, it always ends up going scrappy. So yeah, it was such a tough game from start to finish, and it's a hard place out there when you feel like you're not queuing well and you're not scoring the breaks that you would like, and you're not playing to the standard that you like. So it can be really tough out there, but just sheer determination got me through in the end.
In the Dominic Dale v Michael Wasley match, it's the Welshman who holds the advantage. Dale making 2 century-plus breaks, plus a 106 on his way to a 7-1 lead against Ding Junhui's conqueror. And in the other Wales-England tie, after sharing the first 4 frames, Judd Trump then won 4 frames on the spin to take control of his second-round match with Ryan Day. And that match resumes at 2:30 in the afternoon. Just see Michael Wasley there. He was just 1 when Ken Doherty and Alan McManus first met way back in 1991. They play, of course, in the second round, and Alan McManus has held the lead by 10 frames to 5 after the end of the second session. But Ken Doherty took the first 2 frames of the evening session to make it 10-7. We pick up the action with McManus at the table, leading by 26 points to 4.
What a good chance this is. But we said that a few times in the last frame and he didn't make the most of it.
Eight. Nine. $15.
I'd like to be on the red nearest the ping, and he's just about on it. Yeah, perfect.
16.
Well, again, for such a simple shot, he's just let that cue ball. It's still okay, but he just let it run a couple inches too far just for comfort. Just means you're another 2 or 3 inches too far for the next shot, and then
23.
you don't get the position back quickly. It multiplies.
$24.
Now he's back in perfect position again. So I really should win this frame now. Looks a bit more composed around the table now, Alan. Very shaky
31.
in the first 2 frames. He was getting frustrated. Didn't look happy at all.
No, and I don't suppose you could blame him, really. 53 points ahead. Red in the colour, that's all that's needed. Don't know why he's not playing the red to the left corner and then the black. But his choice.
32. As quietly as possible, please. Thank you.
So this pink will put him 60 points in front with 59 remaining.
38. $39.
Oh, 61 points in front now. Just 51 remaining. And I think that black going in means that Ken Doherty will not be coming back to the table. Careless safety, and there was one
46.
early on in the frame that I think handed the initiative to Alan.
47.
And Ken then was always on the wrong end of the safety exchange.
$54. $55. $62. Thank you. 63. $67. McManus 67 and the free.
It didn't matter about the yellow, he was disappointed he missed it, but, well, that might settle him. He's gone through a run of losing frame after frame, but now, winning that one, he's 4 frames clear again. It's 11-7.
Well, Ireland's Doherty then won the next frame to make it 11-8, but the Scot responded by winning the next frame, needing just one more to make it to the quarter-finals. McManus to play, trailing 13-0.
Can he finish in a colour?
Yes, he's on the pink.
Have they stopped moving?
Thank you. Settle down, please.
This pink is not a gimme, which means he might even take the green. The pink is dead straight, he won't fancy it.
I'd love to see that plant again, wouldn't you? I mean, it looked bang on.
4.
But where did it go? I don't think he even hit the first red properly. And then the reds have run round, you think, what's he left? They did used to say in my day, if you hit a ball hard enough, there's 6 pockets on the table. That was amazing.
Yeah, if there was a foul stroke there, you wouldn't fancy the referee replacing the balls in the right place there, would you?
Yeah. Anyway, this is a chance for frame and match. Would be a nice way to lose it as far as Ken's concerned. But I think whoever loses this game will be disappointed with their performance.
9.
Whoever wins it, of course, you can get better in the next round, but Ken there staring into space, wondering whether that outrageous fluke.
10.
And there we go, looking at the pot success. That's why, to me, it's 12-8. 82% for Ken. OK, Alan McManus is below 90%, but he's getting up there. But 82% for Ken. Just not good enough at this level.
Yeah, as we see Ken in his seat. He'll be disappointed. There's no better place to play snooker. And you look forward to these occasions, and to not play the snooker that you're capable of, it really hurts you.
15.
Yeah, and the joy that he had when he beat Stuart Bingham in the first round was lovely to see. He was delighted, he was enjoying it. He's not particularly enjoyed this match.
$16. $23.
He wanted to be straight on the red to the left corner, so he could just follow through for the black. He's not, so has to go up for blue. Make sure you get past the blue.
24.
And he hasn't done, so he may take the pink here. That'll obviously make this break easier if he can get the pink back in its spot.
Yes, he desperately wanted a good angle on the blue, because if he could leave himself a straight red to the left corner, the black's available into the right corner. Well, he feels as though he can leave himself straight enough on this red, and he looks as though he has done.
29.
Yes, good straight cueing, stun run through, about a foot beyond the black to the right corner. Chance to win frame and match.
No, I couldn't have struck that any better. That was great cueing. And as you see, Alan's head comes up on every single shot, and you wouldn't teach that. You would say keep your head dead still. But that's the way he plays. And that was a great shot.
Well, we know the black only goes into the right corner, so he's obviously played for the red
37.
to the left corner, and he's on it.
$38.
And now, in playing this red, just leave himself a little bit high on the black,
45.
so he can just disturb these two reds either side. Well, one below, one just to the left of the black. And that didn't sound like the best of contact, but he's
46.
okay. Now, well, as Ken fears the worst, he may have played his last shot in this year's World Championship. But a full-blooded cannon on the red to the left of the black. Develop it for the corner. That's okay. He's got enough angle on the red to the left
53.
corner to pot it and come up for the black again. And of course the red now below the black is available.
Match just reaches the 8-hour point.
$54.
Just isn't. Could have done another couple of inches. You still can drop this black in and leave the red that's just below it to the left corner. But you have to say, John, although Alan's missed a lot of shots, he's not played well. What a tremendous performance, beating John Higgins in the first round and getting to the quarter-final.
61.
Not heard from him for a good few years.
Yeah, and it's a strange thing. All right, he's missed a few shots early on this evening, but his technique and his knowledge of the table, you know, his all-round game, it just shows you once you get in those qualifying situations, it's very hard to get through to the final stages of tournaments. Well, that was just about wobbled in, but just the black now to go, as we watched this red, it looked a bit wide, but this black to go 56 points in front with just 51 remaining.
So now we'll play Mark Selby in the quarter-final. He'll be back in the same situation as he was with Higgins.
69.
He'll have nothing to lose. Nobody will expect him to win, so maybe we'll see the best of Alan again.
And that just dots the I's and crosses the T's. Ken Doherty race has been run. Good performance to beat Stuart Bingham, who is one of the young up-and-coming players and was a fancy for a lot of people
77.
in this tournament. But Ken was unable to replicate that performance.
78.
And it basically, the first session did him. He didn't really get going. And then when he was 9-3 behind, and then 10-3 behind, you thought, well, it was all over. But he did put in a little bit of a spurt. Got the gap back to 3.
83.
But he just never was able to raise his game enough to get right back in it. The red's not gone in, but the handshake will come. A little round of applause there from Ken. It was a battle. Neither player probably will be pleased with the performance, but Alan McManus is still in it. He can get better. Ken Doherty waves goodbye to the crowd. And, well, Alan McManus is through to the quarter-final. He'll be absolutely delighted. He beats Ken Doherty by 13 frames to 8.
You know, yesterday and today, it's just battered and bruised me completely, and I didn't have an answer for his safety, you know, and I got such in a rut. I just couldn't get going at all.
I was just fortunate, I think, today that I played a little bit better than Ken. He was poor the first half of the match, as I'm sure he said. He wasn't playing like the Ken Doherty and all of us expect. But you know, I'd done my job decent, not great, but hopefully I can play better next time out.
I hope it's not my last time, but if it is, I've enjoyed every minute of it. I've loved all the battles that I've had. I've had some great matches here. I've got some great memories, and if it is, so be it. But I'll be trying and hoping it's not, you know.
We look forward to welcoming Ken back to a TV studio very, very shortly. Alan McManus, however, can look forward to a quarter-final match against Mark Selby. That's it for now, but extended highlights of Judd Trump v Ryan Day in Snooker Extra straight after this programme. And we're back at 10 o'clock with further live coverage from the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning on BBC Two. We have coverage of world #1 Neil Robertson taking on Mark Allen. From all of us here, bye for now.